What's up, YouTube? Underworld6667. Thank you guys very much for clicking on this video. I do hope you enjoy these deck profiles that I'm going to be posting up. As always, if you're a new viewer to this channel, make sure you go check out Collection Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh! 101, tons of binder blenders, all those kind of things that are on the actual channel. We've got a ton of deck profiles coming up on this channel very shortly. I do want to give a couple shout outs right off the bat because we did these deck profiles together. Of course, Jarrell Pro Winston, we did a lot with him. He's been doing these deck profiles as well, so if you want to get another view, he got a couple that I didn't get. I got some of the things that he didn't get, so make sure that you check out his channel. Of course, Team Shockwave, he stood in the background for a while and took some videos as well. Dark World Mofo, new and upcoming YouTuber. He's hitting about 2,500 plus subs already. And of course, Leo Duck 6. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to have the links to their channels in the description. I'm going to have a future video with all the links and that kind of thing, but if you want to check them out, make sure that you check them out by just searching their name in YouTube. I'm sure they'll comment in the comment section down below, all that kind of stuff, but in future videos you will get to see that. So make sure that you subscribe to Underworld6667. Enjoy these deck profiles, guys. It took me a while to get, but I'm glad I got them for you. What's good, YouTube? Underworld6667 here with
Dark World Mofo
and Yugioh Duck 6
and everybody else, and we of course are with the more important
Karim Ahamjik.
And he is playing
Infernities.
Alright, let's get right into the deck profile.
Oh, first of all, 3 Necros, 3 Archings. I don't believe I have to furnish any explanations for these ones.
Not at all.
I agree.
Stygian Street Patrol, time 2. Stygian Street Patrol, but I call it Stygian because I like that shit. It always happens in a loop. You just have to main 2. You can't main 1. Sometimes I decide to side 1 out depending on the matchup. If I expect my opponent to side Cosmos or Fishers, which a lot of people do except Mermails, obviously. Double Monk. That card is broken. You always have the option to go for a second Monk before going for the Archfiend or the Armageddon Knight or Greffer, which are the next 2 cards I'm about to show. It allows you, when you go to Monk and another monster, to like just make a level chain and have a level 4 left over. And who knows, like, he's always going to be useful if you have this. Double instant, double upstart. I don't want to go for 3. Too much life points, fuck it. Triple Night Beam. Triple MST. You don't want nothing in your way. You know, a lot of people decide to side Cosmos. So you can, if they have like double back row, you can blind Foon 1 just to make sure that this goes through without him being able to chain. The limited to 1 cards for the spells are Foolish Burial times Reborn. I decided to play this card, Allure, because sometimes you end up drawing more monsters than desired, and it allows you to draw into spells and traps. With the ratio of 12 monsters, you can balance your hand and allow you to go off early. The 1 Rhoda for the 2 warriors. 1 Day of Peace. I decided that card over Upside Goblin because I figured that sometimes it's technically kind of like a pot of greed. You save yourself a turn. Yeah, he gets that card more, but unless it's a back row, I don't really care. And if I so happen to end up playing against their mirror match, they're gonna have barriers and stuff, and by doing this, it makes them draw a card, so they're gonna want to barrier that, not to compromise their plays. Heavy Storm, and the launcher, of course. That's it for the spells. For the trap setup, there's 2 bottoms. I did not want to play that card at first, but I decided to put the 2 Mirror Forces because I realized its importance when you have like only 1 Archfiend in attack and a full board, but that Archfiend is the key card to stay on the board for you to activate your Infernity barriers. And a lot of people just try to put a monster and get that Archfiend out of the way for them to like play their limited to 1 card, such as Heavy Storm or Dark Hole. 2 Infernity breaks. 2 Infernity barriers. A lot of people like asking me why I'm playing 2 instead of 3. There's a simple reason for that, is that it's not a card, it's not an independent card. It does jack shit on its own. You need a follow-up plays or a combo play. Otherwise, it's not a, if you're on top deck mode or something, like, you're not gonna do much with that. And it's searchable, so might as well. I would agree playing 3 if this would be a synchro build. 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Warning, and the Judgment. And that's it for the main deck. It's 40. As for the extra deck, One Cherubin, the Fire Knight. Could have been any other level 3. There's not any specific other cards or combos that you can do other than like going for the XYZ Leviers. Carbonala Warrior. I really wish the rare fish was out. It's actually a fusion that's OCG, it's water, and it would allow me to sometimes do an Abyss Dweller with 22. One Zen Mains, double Levier. You know, people are citing Fishers and stuff like that against you, so this guy's always important. That's it for the level 3s. One Cowboy. It's an XYZ that allows you to detach a material right away, so you might want to have that or that engraved instantaneously. You don't want to have an XYZ such as like Gem Knight Pearl, which keeps his material under and cannot let you combo off. One Dweller, double Chain. The best card of the deck probably. You get either put something engraved or stack your play on top and that's it. He's done. One Maestro. The best card, the second best card I'd have to say. Double Diamond Dire Wolf. It allows you to either destroy a problematic card. I don't care if I read the MST and it's his only back row. I don't care Diamond Dire Wolf on the back row for him to chain it and even pop as long as my launchers goes through. It makes also room. Sometimes you pop your own stuff to make room on your board to continue going and doing launcher double Necro, bringing back to Archfiends and setting up your plays. One Black Ship of Corn. One Utopia, and one Shockmaster. And that's it for the extra deck. As for side deck, I put 2 Tour Guides. It's a good monster all in all. When people cite the Fisher or the Cosmos, decks like Verse or whatever can play without their graveyard, it lets you do Levier plays and get back your Archfiend or shit that got removed. I cite the Dark Hole. I don't want that thing main deck. I find it's not as good as, it's not a viable option. Someone pokes you with Bear, he gets his plus, then you just kill a 1-for-1. All the cards give you plus now, so it's not a good card to main. Verse, they have the lands. A lot of the people, it's not a good card. All in all, it's just a side deck card. Mind Control, that card is amazing. If you play against a deck that plays level 4s, right away, gadgets, Dino Fist. Take a monster, Dead Stygian, Dead Archfiend, it just became a good card. I cite 3-dimensional Fishers. People think Infernity cannot remove their cards. I can remove my cards. It doesn't stop me from going off. Or if I go off, playing it after against Mermel after going combo, that's it. He can't do anything. With the barriers, that's not leaving the field. And obviously as a follow-up, I'm not going to cite those without anything to accompany them. I decided to put double DDR. A lot of people don't realize that this card doesn't target, and as long as you have a monster out of play, you can play it, ditch an Archfiend, and bring it right away and search. So it's basically like a spell Stygian. Side double Catastrophe. For the matchups when I go second and they have a lot of back rows, it's a very good card. I don't put that card when I go first, however. Double Debunk. I know Mermel side Maxi Veilers and they have the Megalo, the Stirs. So you have to kind of side that card, either 2 or 3. And finally, double Prideful Roar. That was just for Evil Swarm. I didn't want to get Ophion shenanigans, and that's it. That's about it.
So all in all, is there anything that is number one, like the card that you could not live without in this deck?
The card I could not live without, I would say Summoner's Monk.
Summoner Monk?
Summoner's Monk is the nuts. If you open that, you win.
Now, we all know there's a new format coming out. We've got the sneak preview that just happened. What is your opinion on Elemental Dragons?
Those cards are amazingly broken. I believe they should all be limited to 1 eventually, because the baby dragons just make the deck way too fast. The format is transforming itself in a +6 turn 1, and you end up with like either a lockdown or a huge dangerous board, or like technically saying even if dragons you end up with 2-3 cards in hand and like a few on the field, they're still live in the graveyard. It's as if you had extra cards in hand, and by removing themselves, they'll add extra cards again in your hand. So I really think the deck is going to be the nuts. Dragons, Evil Swarm, and maybe the spellbooks. they're gonna be all over the place soon enough.
Thank you very much, Karim, for doing this deck profile. Congratulations on your top 32 with Infernity.
All right, guys.